Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Cowl Vault, and in today's video we're going to review another cowl. Today's cowl of choice is my brand new Batman Begins cowl by Fanatic Effects. So, let's get right into the review. Alright, so like I said, today we are going to be reviewing my brand new cowl by Fanatic Effects. This is a Batman Begins cowl, and this is the second Batman Begins that I've ever owned. The first version that I ever owned, I got secondhand off of Facebook Buy and Sell, I believe. I traded my Nightmare Batman trench coat to a fellow on Facebook for his Batman Begins cowl that he was looking to get rid of. He was going for more of an Affleck look, and I was just cowl collecting, so I didn't really need the costume pieces. So I traded him my weathered, fairly screen-accurate Nightmare trench coat for that cowl. And it comes directly from Gauntlet Effects. And it was beautiful. It had very minimum damage. It had like a little bit of a flaw in the back of the neck, but that was it. And it had screen lineage, I believe. I believe that Gauntlet Effects and Iconic Effects share the same mold for a screen-accurate Batman Begins cowl. It came from one of the stunt molds, I believe, or something like that, so it does have screen lineage. This one here, I believe, does not have screen lineage. I believe that this one is a 3D render made by Art Divine. On Instagram, and Fanatic Effects purchases a few files from him every now and then, and he had this printed out by one of his 3D printing pals. I don't know who this person is, but I know that he does have a connection to have these models purchased from Art Divine and then printed on a 3D printer, mailed to him, and then he fixes them up and molds them. So I believe that this particular cowl comes from a 3D model from Art Divine. Do not quote me on that. I did not ask Selman if that is actually what he did, but it looks pretty identical to the one that Art Divine has 3D modeled. Hey, Cowl Vault here, breaking the fourth wall once again to tell you guys to always fact check your research before you release it to the public. I reached out to Selman of Fanatic Effects to ask if my information was correct, and he told me that no, he did not purchase the Batman Begins file from Art Divine. He actually purchased a master copy of this cowl from someone on Instagram called Bob Dullum. This is the mask that he had purchased, and Selman told me that he had resculpted the chin a little bit before he remolded it and made it available on his Etsy shop. So, the actual creator of this cowl is Bob Dullum. Just wanted to get that out there, and now let's continue with the video. So, let's get right into the review. Alright, so here I have the cowl on a cowl stand. I just used paper towel holders. I'm on the hunt for more of them, because now I've used up all of the ones that I have that are this tall size, and now I'm stuck with all these smaller ones. So I am on the hunt for more of these cowl stands. They're really cheap, and they're really great ways to display your masks. So here I have it just on this display stand. I'm going to get it off of here. As you can see, just a paper towel holder. So this is made of 40 Shore urethane rubber, and this comes direct from Fanatic Effects. And as I previously mentioned, I do believe that this is a rubber copy of the 3D model made by Art Divine on Instagram. You can find them on Instagram. I'm going to show some images of some of their stuff, and you can go check them out on Instagram. They do a lot of 3D models that you can purchase and then send away to a 3D printing company, and they will print it up for you in life size or whatever size you need, and then you can take it home and mold it and make this rubber copy for yourself, or you can purchase directly from Fanatic Effects. This is a beautiful, beautiful recreation of the Christian Bale mask. I really like this version. Like I said previously, I did own the screen-accurate version from Gauntlet Effects, and I loved that thing. It was really, really great. It had a different texture on it. This one is kind of a shiny slash matte texture. It's kind of in the middle, whereas the one offered by Gauntlet Effects was a very matte texture, kind of like this mask that I have here. This is my Batman Beyond mask, so you can see that this is a very matte texture. next to this more shiny texture. The one offered by Gauntlet Effects is more of this matte black texture, as opposed to this shiny texture in this version made by Fanatic Effects. This actually fits me really, really well with a little bit of wiggle room. I'm going to put it on at the end of the video, but I do need some water because this is fresh, shiny urethane, and it hurts so bad when it's this fresh. Any of these other masks I can put on with a little bit of ease because they've been out of the box for a while, but this one here is brand new. I got this 2 days ago, and it is so new that it just pulls every strand of hair out, and it hurts so bad. But there it is, a nice zoom in on the details. Let's see if I can move this light. You guys can pick up on some of that detail. There you go. It's got that really nice light texturing to it. It's got all the muscles in it, that little dip in the head that is present on the actual screen mask. It's got all this subtle muscle detail on the side, whereas in the Dark Knight, the neck was trimmed off and this sculpt was enhanced a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison here in a second so you can see the Dark Knight cowl compared to the Batman Begins cowl. I really, really like this thing. The Batman Begins cowl is a really, really cool looking cowl. And I do prefer the Batman Begins suit over the Dark Knight, just because I'm more of a, I don't know, full cowl, full rubber suit aesthetic type of Batman enthusiast. When the neck was trimmed off and it was given the head turn and Batman's muscles were stripped away, I didn't really like it, but the Batman Begins look is one of my favorites. You guys can tell in my bat suit rankings that it was very, very high on my list. I just love the look of it. The thickness on this is about 1.5 inches, kind of standard for these cowls. The ears on this one are filled solid, so there's no give to them. They are really, really solid, but they are still flexible and nice and con-friendly if you're planning on wearing this at a convention. There are no major flaws on this that I can really pick out. Flaws are to be expected with any Batman cowl. They're not going to come out perfectly every time. So there's small little ones, like there's little dots in the mold, but that's the only thing I can tell. There is no major flaws on this whatsoever. It is very, very nice, even casting, and it holds its shape incredibly well. No quality issues to report. This is just a really, really nice piece, and it is the second to last piece that I need to finish my movie set. The only one I am now missing for my Batman movie set is a Val Kilmer sonar cowl. I know of a few people that offer them. I'm in talks with one person of acquiring one at a reasonable price, but that is the only one I am missing currently. I will be adding the Pattinson cowl to my collection, and I'm undecided if I'm going to add the Ben Affleck mech helmet to the collection. I really like the mech suit, but I don't consider it a cowl. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys consider the Dawn of Justice mech helmet to be an on-screen cowl, or if that's just a helmet and I can do without it? I might buy it just for completion's sake, but in terms of all the cowls, in my mind, I'm only missing the Val Kilmer, and then I have all of them. So yeah, so let's just cut to me upstairs putting this on, because I do have to wet my hair down quite a bit to get this over my head. There is quite a bit of space in here, okay? This will fit up to a 24-inch head to maybe a 24.5. I'm a 24-inch head, and this fits me with a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm guessing that this will fit a 24.5-inch head as well. And it's just a really, really nice display piece or a nice cosplay piece for your collection. It's really lightweight. It's made of urethane rubber, like most cowls. And yeah, it's really well priced as well. Fanatic Effects is always the one to go to for your first Batman cowl. he has the best prices. They are unbeatable. And his quality is just as amazing as anyone else that offers these. Okay, so enough of me talking. Let's cut upstairs to me putting this thing on. Alright, so I was going to go into the washroom, but I decided to come into the kitchen because the lighting in here is a lot better. So I'm just going to tie my hair back, and I'm going to wet the top of my head, and then I'm going to slip the cowl over my head. It fits really well, but again, the urethane is so new. You can see just how shiny it is. It is so new that it just wants to stick to absolutely everything. So I'm just going to wet my hair down. I think that should be enough. I'm going to wet my forehead a little bit and tops of my ears. A little bit back of my head. Dry my hands so I don't get any on the cowl. And this should just slip over my head. Tilt it back a little bit. So. See? So there we go. There is the Batman Begins cowl by Fanatic Effects. This thing is really, really awesome. Again, I'm Bearded Batman. I've been Bearded Batman in all of these. So as you can see, these are the flaws I was talking about. Just a little bit of a ding here. Oh, maybe that wasn't. So just a little bit of a ding here, and a little bit of a ding here. But I can't find any other flaws in this mask. It is an incredible piece, and I'm really happy that this one fits because I really like the Batman Begins cowl. I like it over the Dark Knight, which reminds me I'm going to go get the Dark Knight in a second to compare them. But it's a really, really nice piece. Crane's been pumping his toxins into the water supply. That was probably the wrong bad voice, but let's try again. Crane's been pumping his toxins into the water supply. I don't even know if that was a line from the movie. I know that he was doing it in the movie, but I don't know if that was a line from the movie, so I apologize. Gotta brush up on my Batman Begins knowledge. So here it is. So one thing there's a misunderstanding about Batman Begins was that Christian Bale did have a full head turn in that movie. But again, the cowl, like most movies, was probably Velcroed down, so he had very limited head movement. But if the cowl wasn't bolted down, you do have a lot more head movement. Not too much, but a lot more than Michael Keaton had, where the scallops were Velcroed down and he only had this much head movement, so you had that famous bat turn. Christian Bale still would kind of do the bat turn thing, but he did have a lot more head movement in the cowl. So there it is, the Batman Begins cowl. So now, I'm going to take this off. So, it just comes off. And now I'm going to compare it to the Dark Knight cowl. Alright, so here I have the cowls side by side. Normally I would put this on a smaller cowl stand, but I kind of wanted them at the same level, so you guys can get a good look at some of the slight differences. So you can see that the brows are a little bit different, as well as the nose shape is a little bit wider on the Dark Knight version. And then the obvious is the neck has been trimmed off of the Batman Begins to make the Dark Knight have a full head turn. You know, he had full movement. This cowl is a little bit tight on me, so I'm glad that this version actually does fit. So we'll do a really good close-up of these and get a really good look at the slight differences in the two masks. They weren't too extremely different, but they did have slight differences. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today's video on the Batman Begins cowl by Fanatic Effects. I absolutely love this thing. Both of these cowls, sorry, were gifts from him. I didn't pay for these. I did pay shipping on this, I believe. But this one was sent to me free of charge because I've done a lot of art for him, for his studio. And because I've bought at least like 15 items from him. I keep cleaning him out of everything he has, so every now and then he'll do me a little favor by sending a mask my way that he knows that I need for my collection because I've done so much business with him. So this one here was a free gift, and he spared no expense. This wasn't a flawed copy. This wasn't one to just send out the door and, oh, it's free, he's not paying me, there you go. He took his time with this. It's an absolutely beautiful piece, and it was one of the pieces that I needed for my movie set, and I could not be happier with this rendition of the Batman Begins cowl. Alright guys, so make sure that you like this video, comment, and subscribe. I've got a lot more cowls to show off, and if you guys know of any more Val Kilmer sonars on the market that maybe I don't know about, so far I do know of the Iconic Effects version, and then there is a version by Bat of Burbank on Etsy. He is the one that I'm actually in conversation with. And I am aware of Jester Effects, but I will not purchase from him. I've had nothing but horror stories from people that have purchased from him. I've heard that he's not a very good seller, he's not a very good guy, so I will not do business with him. But if there's any more Sonar Val Kilmer versions on the market that I don't know about, please let me know in the description below, because that is the only one I'm missing for my movie set, and then I will have all of them. And then this will be actually, officially, the Cowl Vault. This is the house for Batman's cowls when he is done with them. Alright, thank you for watching guys. Subscribe, like the video, and leave all your comments down below. I really enjoy reading them. I like connecting with a lot of you other collectors out there. And this has been another episode of the Cowl Vault. Peace out. Be good people.